Shalom. I'm giving all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that told me this truth that rule well. Shalom to the elect scattered through the four corners of the earth. My name is Kodash Paya. And in this lesson, real quick, is going to be basically through much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, because, we having tribulation all throughout the world right now, throughout the states with these riots, with the northern tribes, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the biblical Israelites, right? Well, northern and southern, but with these so-called migrants, what's going on with the these protests, which down with the Lord putting Donald Trump in office, having him sign these bills and executive orders, showing more of a dictatorship. Whether these protests or riots are paid off or staged, nevertheless, it's prophetic, right? It's escalating. It's getting bigger. And it's, order out of chaos to bring a new order throughout chaos. It's all psychological, Hegelian dialectics. You got problem, reaction, solution, right? So people need to understand these things, and also it's taking away the Constitution. People, now you got curfew, right? Where people there's places where people, if they don't work at a certain area or if they don't live there, they could be locked up, right? Protests, now I think one of the sheriffs declared, what was it, for Florida, where he declared now if you rioting, it's shoot to kill. So it's only intensifying, right? Where it's going to cause civil unrest, civil disorder, lawlessness, martial law, while you got war with Iran and Israel right now, where Iran just sent nuclear missiles over there to Israel, Tel Aviv, infiltrating their Iron Dome. But the stage is set, whether it's a new false flag to usher in a police state or the Patriot Act, to lock shit down, right? Where they trying to bring in these carbon lockdowns. Look what happened in 9/11. 2020. Where they was, these all, what you call that? I guess trial runs, if you will. But nevertheless, you're seeing the reactions of the people. It's Jacob's trouble. Jacob, meaning your forefathers, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the biblical Israelites. Trouble times is coming, and the scriptures tell you that, right? Let's get to, matter of fact, let's go to let's go here. Yahushua even said it. This book of St. Luke, chapter 12, verse 51. It says, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth, I tell your neighbor, rather division. And we're seeing division right now. These civilians are not regarding the kings or the princes, which is this government. They don't care no more. Shooting at police, throwing rocks, it's getting bad. Whether the pilots was set up there for them to do that, or they paid off, it's still happening. Because the real deal is coming soon. Now let's go here. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 31. Matter of fact, we could start, 31. It says, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Right? And we're seeing that happening. Divisions, all hell's breaking loose, conflict, infliction, right? These trials, these tribulations. And that's why I say we must go through tribulation. Things got to get worse in order for it to get better eventually. You see? For the Lord to bring the kingdom of heaven on earth, things got to get worse. All right? As a matter of fact, it says, and the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my Son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another. Alright, so let's get 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. We could start at 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Right? And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right? Meaning weapons, people invading one another. And you got these troops set up in all these states now, using this order out of chaos, problem, reaction, solution, this Hegelian dialectics, to set these troops up around. So if, say if there's an economic collapse, that's when people are really going to lose it. Right? And then it's all bets are off. People are really going to lose it. And that's when the troops could just come through with their tanks. You got helicopters, and all that. Right? Police are being more armed and forced. While you got World War III brewing up with Israel, Iran, China, Japan, with America and Ukraine and Russia. Hey man, it's everything is brewing up. We're headed for the great climax. The final prophecies. Right? Leading to World War III, but also the hour of temptation. Because that's what they want, full control. Throughout chaos. You understand? So it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? So they're not regarding the laws no more. Their backs is against the wall. So it's like, what's next? What is there next? Especially when the economy collapse, famine, like things of that nature, plagues, pestilences. Come on, man. It says, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. What's that? Lockdowns. Border patrols. You got curfews, you got this, that, and the third, which is occurring. Right? It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. Alright? So, that's exactly what's happening. Let's get another precept real quick. Now this is the book of Acts, chapter 14, verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, because that's what's going to deliver us out of this chaotic times. We have to do our works through faith, rehearsing the righteous acts, praying to the Lord in His true name and true doctrine, and doing that which is pleasing in His sight, which the rest of these people, the majority of our people, that's why it says troubled times. Jacob's trouble, the forefathers of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the biblical Israelites, troubled times is going to head to us. That's why the majority of them is going to suffer the consequences for them mocking, scoffing, not wanting to get right, not taking heed to the prophecies. So I would say, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, call upon him while he is near. Isaiah 55 and 6. So, hey, Matter of fact, real quick, let's get that word. Tribulation in the etymology, it says a state or condition of great affliction, oppression, suffering, or distress, physical, emotional, or spiritual. Right? Distress, trouble, affliction. Yeah, there you go. So that's the point. Right? So, hey, man. So, shit's about to hit the fan. And just prepare your minds mentally, spiritually, emotionally, even physically, because, the time is at hand. So with that, I hope this was, edifying, straight to the point. Hey, till next time, I'm going to say, Shalom.